Are you ready to do viral stuff? In this video, I will talk about creating a meme, a Photoreal meme. And by the way, all the credit goes to Matt Fury, the creator of Pepe the Frog. I will link him on the description. This is all free setup we can run at home. It's a bit technical, but I'll walk through it. If you have no idea about ComfyUI, it's a free tool for offline, uncensored local image and video generation and text generation. It's free because you pay with pain, time, and frustration. However, if you master it, you will be able to build your own apps and networks and be useful in this weird AI economy of ours. I have a whole free setup guide on its installation, and I talk about the diffusion models on my Patreon. It's free. Check it out in the description. I'm using Flux Dev model to generate good quality images. It is free. However, it requires a beefy machine. I think you will be needing at least 16 gigs of VRAM. I have 24 gigs of VRAM. And if you don't have this machine, then at the end, go away. Don't watch this video. Are you still watching? Okay. In that case, you can also run it on a cloud server. You have to pay a little money for that. And I have this workflow that I am showing set up on RunComfy.com. It is an affiliate link because I do need to haul myself out to the cloud services to be able to feed myself. Okay, let's get started. Let me go through this network. If I zoom in on our first group, this is loading and processing the image depth of whatever image I'm inputting. So I've loaded up a square image of Pepe the Frog. It's getting resized to 1024 pixels. Then it's getting fed to a depth anything model that can read the depths and extract the depths from this image, even though it's just a flat sketch. You can read that, the white values here will be near us and the black values will be away from us. This is helping our Flux model to interpret the sketch a lot better. After this depth has created the grayscale image, this preview image just like troubleshoot image. I can see that it's actually working. And by the way, I can go and actually bypass this image resize because this resolution here 1024 is already resizing the image. Then we have our load control net. This is a Flux control net that is able to deal with the depth image. It will be able to interpret it and feed down the line. It is feeding it right now to apply Flux control net, where we are mixing the grayscale image from the depth anything, and we are mixing the control net from Flux in this node. Then this is the group, and that group then is feeding into the XLabs sampler inside the control net conditioning. Then I have the Flux model that's plugged into the model, the full Flux Dev model. And I have an image which you have to make sure that it has the same resolution as the image that we have here. It can be a horizontal image. You just need to make changes to the resolution all along. And I do have these comments here that talk about optimal resolutions. Then we have our prompting network, and for Flux we need to have this dual clip loader. It's using two clipping models, T5XSL and Clip L, which you need to download using the model manager, and that is getting fed into the positive prompt. Negative prompt is empty because Flux normally doesn't deal with negative prompts like SDXL. And for the positive prompt, I have this crazy prompt which I will post into the description. You can copy it. So basically, I took the sketch of Pepe and put it into ChatGPT and asked ChatGPT to create a prompt describing a photoreal image of Pepe the Frog. And I did modify it. I wanted to make it more wrinkly. I also had problems with the bulbous protrusions. They were not doing it right. I just added a lot of wrinkles along this prompt, and that helped a lot to make the head to look wrinkly, not too smooth. So we have our negative, positive, and negative prompt. They go through the Flux guidance. This is a node we just have to then plug into the conditioning, into the positive conditioning and into the negative conditioning. Then we have here our steps, 25 steps for a bit better quality. And these settings, I don't think I even touch them. They work good as they are. Every new image is at incremental noise seeds. So you can see in my last few weeks, I've created 2000 images. They just increment up and up, especially if I put it overnight. It's easy to keep track of the seed when every new image is just next number. Then we have our VAE load node. So VAE is a variational autoencoder. It will, in this case, decode the image is coming from the latent space of the XLabs sampler, and latent space is this compressed noise matrix space that's we're not actually dealing with the full pixels, we're dealing with images downgraded by 8 times, and that we need to uncode it, decode it, and get our final image. And then I have this compare node before and after just for fun, and I have the final image which is getting saved with this file prefix, which is Flux. Overall, it is a simple network. The only thing that we are using that's unusual is the depth image reading of the sketch. I made this guy. I went to file.ai and I used this Seedance model from ByteDance, which you can find in the search right here. Just type in Seedance and it will give you image to video. You need to pick that one. You have cheaper models. In this case, I was using the more expensive one for YouTube, wanted to make a high quality. However, this Seedance Lite image to video is only 20 cents for 5 seconds, which honestly is not expensive, judging across different metrics and different services. And I use a pro version, which was 74 cents for the video, so it's a bit more expensive. And here you just upload your picture, and I copied the prompt from Flux, and I've added this squinting for some animation. I was a bit lazy. I just wanted to do minimal amount of work. I was like, okay, we'll read the prompt and we'll add some motion in the beginning. That should do it. And they did it pretty nicely. It does look a bit creepy in the end, a bit of a horror creep right there. However, doing this stuff on ComfyUI locally is possible. It requires a lot more compute. It might take an hour, 2 hours. I've done that on these different models, and I want to do a video about that in the future. However, for very quick, funny meme animation, I thought this was just a great way to do it. I put the link in the description. I also have more complicated workflows. I will publish videos about them, don't worry. However, if you want to get them right now, I have thousands of dollars of value on my Patreon for nothing. It's got tutorials, got videos, it got everything, and the link is in the description. Meanwhile, I'll be publishing this stuff for free on YouTube as well, so keep subscribed.